just want to know where you're going. I need to get my bearings.
Charlie, I really think you need medical help.
I feel fine. I need time to think. What was your name?
Anita.
You're not contemplating bad, right? You're not contemplating bad, right? You can call me John. And to put it briefly, we're brothers.
This is the IFB Thursday night broadcast.
That's gonna work great, man. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Excellent. Welcome to season 6 of IFB, Interfleet Broadcasting. Hope you guys are all enjoying yourselves. This is our award-winning pop culture sci-fi news and entertainment channel. I'm New York Pete, your co-host, and my best buddy is Chris the Tipsy Toaster, and we're bringing you our unique spin from growing up watching and reading all that great stuff from the 70s, 80s, and a little bit of the 90s too. You know, the TV, the movies, cartoons, the comic books. I mean, it was great. We had novels and, conventions, and we're big Battlestar Galactica fans, and that's what made this show happen. So welcome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We have a lot of great stuff to talk about today. John One's waiting in the green room. We have Jack Stauffer back. He's going to talk to us. We're going to tell you all about Shore Leave because that's coming up very, very quickly, right? It's going to be July 10, 11, and 12 in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We will be there, and we have a lot to tell you about that as well. A lot of updates. And Tipsy, how are you tonight?
Outstanding. Unfortunately, it's hotter.
Took you a second.
Yeah, it's hotter than a Cylon circuit board on the surface of the sun. Just about everywhere in the United States. So hopefully everybody's keeping cool. It's a little warm in the office with the monster computer rolling, but we're good here. We're good here. I'm having a good time. Always busy. We've got lots of news tonight. I mean, we've done so much over the last couple of days, and some great announcements. And we've got Jack, so hey, that's never a bad thing. Oh my, is it Thursday already? Mediocre Modeler said. Of course, mediocre. Come on. So, oh, look at that. He's drinking vodka again. That's a lot of vodka, Pete. You really got to lay off that, man. That's
yes,
gonna really mess with you.
That's right.
That's really gonna.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get John up here over here. So hang on.
Yeah, let's get John up.
John.
Oh wow.
Test your mic there, John. There we go.
Test.
Check.
I'm running dry tonight. I had to run up here real quick.
So John's drinking.
Guys, can you hear John?
I can hear him. You can't hear him?
I just want to make sure that he's coming through.
If you can't.
Yeah, can one of you just give us a heads up on the chat there? Let us know if you can hear John. John?
Hey, buddy. How you guys doing? You guys hear me? You guys hear me now?
I hear you fine.
See, because I know that I can hear John fine. I just want to make sure that he's coming broadcasting.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Why wouldn't
Paul
he be
says,
broadcasting?
Commander Kane says it's good to go.
Why,
All right.
why would he not?
Yeah.
Do you not
All right.
trust the silence? I mean, it should be working.
I do not. Absolutely not. No.
So you're drinking
That's
vodka.
A big no.
And and John's
Yes.
drinking the
No.
Diet Air.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see how bad this tastes. You ready for this one? I don't know how bad this is going to taste, but
Smith Island.
oyster stout.
What?
What?
Oh, if that tastes like fishy, you shouldn't drink it.
But it's a product of Virginia. It's going to be fine.
Oh, okay. Well,
Here we go.
ay.
Let's see
All
how
right,
fishy this
go
is gonna
for
be.
it.
Oh, it's
Oh
big.
man, I hope
Oyster
you.
mix.
Yeah, I hope you
Oh,
get
my.
a good check.
Oh my.
Oh no, it smells bad. Well, I thought you like oysters. I saw a picture of you eating oysters.
Look how dark that
You like oysters. Come on.
Look how dark that is. It almost hides the IFB on this glass. I don't know where you could get a glass like this. This is amazing. Look how great that glass looks. I would not understand. Somebody ought to pick some of those up off of our store that I'll probably link here in a little while. Because right now my hands are full. But yeah, look at that. It's amazing how dark that is with that. It almost blacks out the IFB there. It does black out the IFB. Wow. So that means I have to make white ones of these.
Wow.
So anyways.
Yes. No, we're good. I like the hat too, but I don't know if my head will fit the hat.
Yeah.
I didn't make that presumption. Someone looking at the video with me was looking at that presumption.
Aha.
Dad, I don't think your head's going to fit that hat.
By the way, Tipsy, when you get a chance, you need to look at a message that was just sent over to you. You might find it.
Why do you hate yourself?
Illuminating. I don't know,
Getting
man.
too
Just
silly
anyway,
is easy.
when you get a chance, take a look.
Yeah. John it good. John it good. We can hear him. Yep. Okay. Good to go. Well, anyways, hey, thank you everybody for being here.
Okay.
Thank you for putting up with us. Thank you for being fans of the stuff that we are fans of and talking with us online and stuff and coming on and just that great family experience. We really do love it, and we really can't wait to meet some of you guys and gals and people and Cylons.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, don't leave the Cylons out. At short leave. So, but anyways, till then, we want to just say hello and thank you because the fans fuel the fleet.
Fuel the fleet. Yep, here's to you guys. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate all of you, especially. Oh my God, are you gonna lose it?
No, it doesn't taste like
Ew.
oysters.
Tastes like sardines.
It tastes like stout.
Ooh.
Okay, all right.
It's got a little metal
you're
taste
safe.
to it.
Ooh, metal taste. That's the anchovies.
Probably.
Whoa. I like Caesar salad, but not in my drink. So good luck with that, buddy. You're not supposed to have taste
I'm trying
buds.
to read the outside of it, but I think I need new glasses.
Oh.
I need new glasses. I just need to do this number. Oh, there we go. I can read it just fine now.
All right. Well, hopefully you get a little check from them. Get some royalties for that.
Family owned and operated.
So, John,
They're
I
boiled
got to
oysters.
see I got to see your deck, and you got some pretty cool stuff in there.
Yeah, it's a quick deck. It's beginning of summer, so the good stuff's coming at the end of the month. So.
Yeah, man, I can hardly wait. I'm kind of anxious to see what's going to be out there at Shore Leave. I want to see what the vendors room's going to have, and see if they're going to tap into any of the new stuff, old stuff. I'm kind of
50th anniversary of Logan's Run.
I know, man. That's
crazy or what?
Yeah, good stuff.
50th anniversary of Star Trek too.
60th, right? So let's see.
Star Trek. 50th anniversary of Logan's Run. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Amazing time. What an amazing time to be alive. And we got AI. So if you didn't,
yes,
you missed out on any movies or anything like that, you can make your own now. So
you could do whatever you like.
You can put the little flag up on top of the Empire State Building and change it for everybody else to see things like Paul has done.
Oh, I love it. I just love it. When I first saw it, I was like, yes, way to go, Commander Kane. Well done, sir. Well done. Let's see. So I know that there's a bunch of our family watching.
Where's your thing?
Yeah, you know what? John, let me just get this. The Magic Viper helmet mirror.
Who do I see in the comments?
Yes, who do I see? I see Commander Kane. I see Lola. I see Mediocre Modeler. David Rowley, how are you? Erica Persiani. And there is. I know that there is.
Oh, David Rowley.
Oh, Chuck Davenport's up. I know that Chris Laskowski from Down Under is around. He's on there somewhere. Yeah. Yes. Rick Moreno's coming. He's coming to Shore Leave. He's going to be with us on a panel, and he's also going to have a table. So that's great news. Looking forward to meeting up. So that's fantastic news. Mediocre Modeler, wish you were coming, but that's okay. There'll be others. John, do you spot anybody else?
Hey, Erica. Erica's
cool.
on.
Cool. Yes, Erica Riley, and I think Erica Persiani should be up here somewhere in there. Yes, both. Yep, spotter. Yep, there you go. Cool. And there's a bunch of you spread out on YouTube and some of the other social media platforms we have. Welcome to IFB. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate you all. We have a bunch of information coming up regarding, of course, the convention. I was communicating earlier today with the directors and the heads of the tracks, the heads of Shore Leave, some of the people that you guys have met here on IFB, and the program is out. I don't know if you guys are aware, but there is, of course, the program. So we'll talk about that, John. I think we'll talk about that afterwards. So stick around. I'll let you do your deck, and then we'll talk about the stuff that you're bringing up, and then we'll dive into the convention. And I'll tell all you guys all about the panel, the Q&A, the background, who's coming, and all that good stuff. Cool.
Sounds good.
All right. Whenever Tipsy,
I'm working on it.
By your command, Tipsy.
Damn right.
Yeah, no kidding. So Tipsy's got to straighten everything out. There you go.
Bang. Boom. Dude. Yeah, there we go. And that's one thing. I got to go to AI and make that noise. Actually, I think I have it. Hang on. Give me a second.
You did.
I did have it.
You lost it.
Audio. Nope, that's not it. It's gone. I uploaded it to another location. So you'll have to deal with me, John. Now the news with John 1.
Yes.
Here we go,
This
guys.
just in.
All right. Newsflash, everybody.
It's newsflash, not nude flash.
Oh, well, that's my accent. I said newsflash.
Sure.
I'm looking at that picture on the left there. It looks very familiar to someone I know. Who could have done that? Who could that be? Someone watching right now. Looks very familiar. All right. I have a quick report for you all. Christopher Nolan's much hyped about movie The Odyssey will be coming to shore on July 17th. Matt Damon plays Odysseus. It's a star-studded cast. I think Zendaya's in it. Robert Pattinson. I forget who's playing Agamemnon, but it looks fun. Looks an enjoyable movie. A lot of the stuff is being sold out to be bought, so it's going to be a pretty hyped about movie. It looks going to be pretty good, so go see it. It's about the age-old tale. It tells of Odysseus and his crew journeying home from Troy and the perils that befall them. So it looks good, guys. Go see it. It's a Christopher Nolan movie, so it's not going to be that bad. So I'm looking forward to it. And we go from fantasy to horror. July 10th, Evil Dead will be possessing a theater near you. This time it tells the story of a widow going home to her parents and family. There's going to be no Bruce Campbell in it, but she finds out she has to survive her family as they get possessed by demons, and she has to survive that. So welcome home. And they try to kill her. So, but we'll see. And Mark Hamill will be joining the cast for Peacock's Twisted Metal Season 3. So this should be pretty good. He plays an interesting character. He plays like a cab driver. I never have played the game, so whoever knows the game, they'll probably know more than I do. But he should do it. Hopefully he won't do his Joker voice and everything. But it's Mark Hamill. He's back on TV. So no release date yet. Hopefully be out by next summer. So we'll see. And Batman fans, we're going to have a busy year. DC Studios announced that there will be a Joker series, getting his own series. It'll be called Laugh Riot. It'll be about Batman being murdered, and the Joker tries to find his killer. So that should be pretty good. See how the Joker does it. But it looks pretty fun. Also, the green light will be Absolute Batman series. There was a Absolute Batman series just got greenlit, and that means my comic collection of Absolute Batman just went ka-ching. It actually did go up. It actually did go up, so I'm really happy about that. And rumor has it that Sebastian Shaw may play serial killer Victor Zsasz in Batman 2. He was going to play Harvey Dent, but I think he's going to be better off as Victor Zsasz. So we'll see. Looking forward to it. And that'll be out sometime next year. But we got a lot of good DC coming out, guys. There's going to be a Mr. Fantastic series coming out. Clayface is going to come in October. And if you haven't seen Supergirl yet, go see it. Don't listen to reviews, because some of the reviews are just ridiculous. Go see the movie, go enjoy it, support DC, because Gunn's doing a great job. And now they'll be developing a Conan the Barbarian animated series for Cartoon Network and Amazon. Jenny Tartakovsky is going to be doing it. Looks pretty fun, It's going to be a series, so I'm looking forward to it. Anything Jenny Tartakovsky does is great. I just hope I can pronounce his name better than that. But, and I have been drinking. So we'll see. But he also revealed he's going to be doing animated Game of Thrones series too early this year. So he's working on both. So expect it sometime next year, hopefully. So we'll see. And we'll keep you posted when it comes out. And Netflix has released some shots for the upcoming Ghostbusters Night Shift series. It's an animated series. Looks fun. Why not? It's already, last week was it Ghostbusters 40th anniversary, something like that? So another anniversary. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I think next week we're going to have some guys from the we're going to have someone next week from the fan film Ghostbusters that was at the Shock Fest with you people.
Cool.
So they're going to be on next week. So it looks pretty good. Looks serious. I think that series is coming out early 2027. So keep an eye out for Netflix. And there will also be the rumor is going to be an animated Freddy Krueger series in development. But however, I think that's just a rumor. So we'll see. And so tomorrow, the third season. Tomorrow's going to be oh God, I just lost my stuff. Oh, so remember, Rules of Thought Silo 3 is out tomorrow. Check that out. Plus, make sure leave. We're going to have a blast. We'll be manning the tables. We're doing a panel on Sunday. Give me a lot of great guests. BFC is going to be there. Arlie Moreno, Commander. A lot of the cast from our movie, Stranded Warrior, is going to be out there. We're going to have a good time. Battlestar Galactica is going to come on, so hopefully I can talk into it. And hopefully we're doing some reviews from the floor. And if anyone does a really good cosplay, you're going to win one of these.
Ooh.
I already have some for you.
That's nice.
Hang on. These were made from, what was it?
Hang on, I'll get you a full screen there.
Wow.
These are made from Star Wars Josh. So.
Oh, wow. Those are cool.
Yeah. So they're pretty good. And if it goes pretty well, I think next year we're going to have Cylons on there. We're going to have some Raiders.
Cool. Ooh. So we'll have different patches for the year. Thank you. That's courtesy of John One. Thank you very much, John. That's very cool. Part of the swag prizes that we'll have at Shore Leave, exclusive to Shore Leave. So that is very cool, John. Way to go.
Fans for the fleet, so.
Hey, Pete, did you put
You
this
go.
deck
And
together?
everyone else, from the families, I already have some guys for you next week. So don't worry, Commander, RD, you guys. We already have some of you guys. You guys are ready. Get automatically.
Excellent.
Hey, Pete, did you put this deck together?
Yeah.
Why are you teasing me?
Oh, that was for Shirley. It was going to be on the Shirley there, so that was going to go with the patch, but I didn't see it. So
I was wondering, is she showing up?
anyone that looks like that, you're going to get this automatically.
I was like, is she coming?
No, I wish she was.
That'd be a rumor to start, wouldn't it?
That would be awesome, but no, unfortunately not. So speaking of that, guys, a little bit of bad news. Unfortunately, Diana Durango has another commitment, and she's not going to be able to make her appearance at Shore Leave. So there was a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of, trying to finagle contracts and the like to try to, come to Shore Leave to be with us, but unfortunately could not get out of the commitment she's involved in. So we will have Diana Durango on when we do the IFB release of the Stranded Warrior. She'll be able to come on, and we'll discuss what her what behind the scenes, what the role was, commentary. Hopefully we'll have as many people as possible, including the star, of course, George Zuvalos plays Captain Martin. So unfortunately Diana's not going to make it to Shore Leave, but we have Tiny Bean Tara, who plays Colonel Medea, and so she will be with us along with a host of others representing the Stranded Warriors. So that's going to be great. So never fear. We have a special. This is a special that was created for Shore Leave. Free autographs of Tiny Bean Tara as Colonel Medea. So come down to our table and you can get first 100 that show up will get a free autograph copy of Tara is Colonel Medea from the Stranded Warrior. This is exclusive to Shore Leave. So that's that. And then of course we will have these as well. So
no one wants my ugly mug.
Well, if anybody's so inclined, we have those as well. Those are all part of, our table giveaways at Shore Leave. Not to mention that we have some updates, and I think now is probably a good time to let everybody know that we have been given the Sunday prestigious time slot of Sunday at noon. And so if you go on to Shore Leave's webpage, you will see that the program, the guides, the pocket program is all available. It's available PDF. It's also available on their app. So that, just like all the other cons, they have an app. So we have a slot of 12 o'clock. So if you show up, guys, at 12 o'clock at Ballroom A, we will kick off with the trailer, our award-winning trailer for The Stranded Warrior, followed by, of course, the world convention premiere of the film. And then we will get into Q&A. Well, we'll discuss the film a little, and we'll open it up for the Q&A. We're also going to have behind-the-scenes pictures. So we have a whole presentation, never before seen background, behind-the-scene pictures that were taken by John One from the set while we were shooting. So we'll go through all of those, and we'll discuss, some of what you're seeing. Some of it, of course, are basically some of its actual scenes or the build-up, the scenes that unfortunately didn't make it film, and we'll discuss all of that at Shore Leave. So it's as of right now, it's Ballroom A on Sunday, guys. But don't forget that we have a table, right? We have a table that is an IFB table at Shore Leave. The powers that be at Shore Leave invited us, and they're sponsoring our table. So we will be there. Tiny Bean will be at the table. We will be at the table. There's going to be some exclusive Stranded Warrior cards that we're going to be giving out. So look for those. And there is one really, really, really cool card that it has been made specifically for Shore Leave, and it represents one of the characters in the Stranded Warrior. And
am I showing that off tonight or not?
Yeah, I think you should show it. It's phenomenal.
Ooh.
And it's exclusive to Shore Leave. It is a free collectible, and I'm gonna leave it to, there you go, guys. The only way you can get one of those is you have to come to the table. And Tipsy, what do they have to do? What if you want one of those cards? What do you have to do?
Pledge allegiance to Count
Ibley. So
they
have to come.
The one true God.
So you got to come up. You have.
That's
There's a
shame.
couple of things, right? So for those that
follow us,
if you have to follow.
there we go.
If you're not following IFB, you come up to the table and you say the magic words. It's Count Ibley. You show us that you're following IFB, and Chris will give you the card and autograph it as well. So that's an exclusive to Shore Leave. It's a limited run, so I am going to make sure I get my hands on one of those. I want to try to get that number 1 or number 2 of that. So it's really, really cool. And it's a free giveaway. So if you're coming, make sure you come out, and that's what you do. You come up to the table, you ask for Count Ibley, and then you show us that you're a subscriber follower to IFB, and you too can get the card. If you want it autographed, Tipsy Toast will be there to autograph them, or you can leave it pristine. It's up to you. So that's a free giveaway. I also wanted to mention the panel. Right, so we're going to be doing the screening on Sunday at Shore Leave at Ballroom A, but we have our own IFB panel, guys, and I wanted to make sure that we put this out. Right, this is all confirmed, all set to go. I put a link in IFB so you can see it. I did a post, so it's up there. It's under the small budget film track, because of course, as you well know, the Stranded Warrior was made and produced with the help of a Kickstarter of all you fans out there, and it was under 14, just came in at 14K. So that's a tremendous feat in and of itself once you get to see it. Of course, we won so many awards. However, the panel is an open discussion on the state of the fandom and the BSG fandom, of course, and the upcoming 50th anniversary. And our confirmed panelists are the president of Battlestar Galactica Fan Club, Dragon Lady, founder of Battlestar Bulletin Board and Battlestar Galactica aficionado is Sean Shallow, founder of the Colonial Warriors, Paul Rotter, a.k.a. Commander Kane. Award-winning sci-fi author Rick Moreno is going to be there on the panel with us. Battlestar Galactica fan fiction legacy author Fran Severn, and from the Stranded Warrior, of course, Tiny Bean will be on the panel, and then Battlestar Galactica cosplayers will be Dave Turnbull and Gary Herder, as you guys should know, are screen-accurate Colonial Warriors. So they'll be there representing, the highest level of Battlestar cosplay, classic Battlestar cosplay. So Tipsy and I will be hosting, of course. We'll be emceeing the panel, and we'll be discussing where do we stand in terms of BSG, what's going on, and what, if anything, do we see down the pike in terms of a 50th anniversary. So it's going to be a great discussion. Hope to see all of you there. It's going to be a great time. I'm really psyched about that. And of course, come down to the table And
That's a panel of experts. That's a good panel.
yeah, it's a really, really good panel.
Really
So
good,
we're
some
gonna have
good
a good time
discussion
with
on
that.
it.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, there'll be a couple of surprises, John, at the panel.
Mhm.
I know that Jack will be with us now, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday virtually, right? So they're going to be piping him in. And of course, IFB is in charge of Jack's table. So that's cool in and of itself. So there's a lot going on. And oh, hey, Baz is with us. Swordsmith Baz. Baz, thanks for joining us. We're just talking a lot about, Shore Leave 46. It's in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, in the United States, July 10, 11, and 12. We're going to have a smashing time. Shore Leave is, sponsoring our table, putting us up to do a screening of The Stranded Warrior, the first convention that we screen at. So it's a world premiere at a convention. So that's fantastic. We've done, a great film run, John, as you well know. You worked on the Stranded Warrior with us, and we won a lot of awards. Those awards are for everybody.
Yes.
Cast, crew, fans, everybody, right? Those are not just, it's a showcase. We want to give back, and we want to show that Galactica fans, can stand on their own 2 feet. It's not just about Star Wars, Star Trek, Marvel, Harry Potter fan films. It's about, Battlestar can do just as well. We had a really, really good time, and we're going to share that with you guys. So John, I also want to bring this up, John, before I mention some of the other stuff. I want to squeeze this in. Um, we have I know Mark Hurst, and he's with Tektronix. He represents Tektronix. That's all about him. And he wants to come on the show after
Oh,
I discussed it with him. And so at some point, I'm going to send you all the info. You reach out to him and make arrangements. But
awesome.
he's going to come on. We're going to have a discussion on AI and where, what's the place in society? Where does it fall into? Should it be something?
Everywhere.
Well, should it be, yes, should it be controlled by a certain, number
Cylons.
of, well, is it good? Is it bad? Is it any of that? Is it somewhere in the middle? All the good stuff, but he has a very particular spin on that and technology, and so he's an expert in his field, and so he's going to come on. So, John, I'll leave that with you at some point. So I'm really happy to say that that's going to be kind of cool, and we have others that are going to be lined up later. But I don't know, John. What do you think? Your discussion, your presentation. You mentioned Conan animated. Sounds great to me. I'm looking forward to that. Is there
So
anything that you kind of focusing in on?
I just wanted to, before John says, John Twisted Metal, I'm going to class with one of the CG artists for that show.
Oh, wow.
He can't talk about it, but maybe after the show gets out, we'll get him back on the air.
Slip more card.
He's so super excited about all the CG he's doing in that.
It's a great show. If you guys haven't seen that series, it's a pretty funny series. I enjoyed it. It's a fun-filled romp of, well, violence. But it's good. And I'm looking forward to the new Batman series and a lot of stuff later on in the summer coming out. And I'm looking forward to Shore Leave seeing the panel because it was fun talking about it on the show. So we should. You guys are talking about it with a fan film, and then we're talking more and more. And then all of a sudden, it started forming an idea, and then it started rolling. And then next thing you know, I'm taking pictures at a scene, and just watching and enjoying it. So I'm seeing all the laurels and people coming from all the country to see it. It was great. A lot of fans came together because they loved the show and they came together and they made it work. So that's going to be fun to talk about, hearing about that next week. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too. I think it's a great opportunity we've been given, and we'll take advantage of it 100%. And yeah, it's all good. It's all good stuff. Not to mention that the opportunity to have that panel and bring together some of these the top names in the fandom. It's quite a unique situation. I'm really looking forward to it. And not to mention tonight, we have Jack Stauffer coming on, and we're going to talk about the auction that we're sponsoring for his jacket from the Second Coming. And so that's kind of exciting. Looking forward to that. And then, of course, we've been working hard behind the scenes to get back on track where we were supposed to be last year. So our new book is almost there. We are very, very close. We project that this would be the first of many. There's going to probably be there will be more. There will be more. We had a lot of material that got sent up, more than we expected. And so we had to struggle on whether or not we were going to include everything in this first book. We made a decision, John, that we would actually kind of streamline it a little bit and save some stuff for a follow-up. So I'm very excited, not only for this book, but what's to come, right? So the future of what's happening, especially since the 50th anniversary is coming up. We'll see what we can put together for the 50th. But in the meantime, John, I believe Tipsy Toaster has an image to share.
Yeah, I want to first of all apologize to those Facebook people who are having problems. I saw it went down, and I just restarted it. So I don't know what's going on with the Interfleet Broadcast Facebook thing, but I did shut it down and restart it. It looks like it's up and streaming again now. If you're there, you're hearing me. If you're not, you're probably somewhere else. The thing is when it's off, you don't know where we're at, but. Looks like we have a couple people on there, and I do apologize for Facebook because they're just not able to handle the Cylon code, unfortunately. So anyways, so we're back up and streaming on the Facebook page, but we do have backup streams on Tipsy Toaster Productions and The Stranded Warrior. Both of those are still functioning and never dropped. It just seems to be on our page. Go figure.
Yeah, anyways, go figure.
Yeah, anyways, what am I supposed to be showing?
If you could, let's share the book. The book.
Will the compendium be at shore leave too? I'm sorry. So will we have copies of the compendium? Or other book?
John, I'm glad that you brought that up, and I'm going to tell you why. Because we are going to have a specific QR code made for all of our material. So anybody that wants to get the IFB compendium, we're going to have a specific QR code set up. We'll present it, right? All you got to do is scan, and it'll take you right to Amazon, and you can pick up a copy, any version you want, right? That's available. So that's the beauty of QR codes. And this way, nobody has to actually carry around like hard copy books. And if anybody wants an autograph, we can make arrangements. We can have that set up for you. That's not a problem. So don't worry about autographs. But everything will be QR coded, and all you have to do is just click it. It'll take you right to Amazon. You can get it direct, and that's for. So we'll have samples. I mean, I'll have a copy of the compendium, so we can show everybody. So I'll bring a copy of that with us, and then we'll have images of the new For the Love of Battlestar book, and the QR code to that as well. So that's a big one.
Here is the code for if you want to order it e-wise or ebook wise. I just sent the code out in the chat. But we are proud to announce that we have partnered with Glenn Eric Larson, who has wrote the foreword to our book here, and this book is the For the Love of Battlestar Galactica. It is a trivia book with 1,200 questions. That's unbelievably how many questions there are. There's quite a few there. And some fan articles are in there too with some of our beloved IFB people and other people that wanted to write that. But anyways, you don't want to miss out on this one. I think it's amazing. You're not going to find another 1978 Battlestar Galactica quiz book anywhere that this big. and has been researched by the fans. Actually gone in there and got timestamps on each one of the questions. So it is up for pre-order on the site there. Unfortunately, the way Amazon works is you cannot pre-order any print books. Don't know why. That's the way you do it. But the print books will be going live the same day that the ebook goes live, and that is going to be the birthday of Battlestar Galactica, September 17th of this year. So if you watch that show at that time, that book will go live on print, as well as and people who have pre-ordered it, will get it that day. So you'll have it there. So I am excited about it. It was a lot of work to put into this, but it's got 50 questions, and they're not all just A, B, C, D. There are fill-in-the-blank questions inside of this book that has lots and lots and lots of questions. 50 questions per episode, 24 episodes. That is a crap load of questions.
And they're good. They're good questions. I mean, they are.
They go from easy. We've got warrior level and we've got command level. Warrior level is like, hey, I made warrior. Great. It's got some A, B, C, D questions there, some fill-in-the-blank. And then you got command level that it's going to be like, what? Where do I find that? And then you're hunting it down inside of Amazon to find that one little piece of information. All of the questions are based on the episode, not behind the scenes information. It is all episodic questions. If it's a picture on the episode, or if it's a dialogue from the episode, that's where we got all of the questions from. We're not trying to trick anybody with, how many moles did so-and-so have? Nobody cares. We want to know more about Battlestar Galactica. So you don't want to miss out and be, what did Apollo call it? Equinus posterior.
So,
find that one.
Not to mention,
Wow.
there are some original essays that are included in the book.
Essays.
Right, from starting with the foreword by Glenn Eric Larson. You'll see his name is on the cover of the book. He's fully behind this. It's of course an unauthorized Battlestar Galactica book, but his foreword is really, really cool. As a fan, you'll really enjoy it. And also the other essays that are in there. So you guys will be pleasantly surprised to read those essays related to classic Battlestar Galactica. And then, of course, you go right from there right into the quiz section of the book, which is the bulk of the book. Original questions that have never been seen before. This is totally original work. We're very proud of it. Even the cover is really cool, thanks to Tipsy. Tipsy's been, at the forefront, tip of the spear on all of this work. And that's one of our, it's our second book from Tipsy Toaster Publishing, and we're very, very proud of this work. Anxiously looking forward to the release, which is going to be September 17th. So if you want, there's of course your ebook, and then there's your paperback, right? So I don't remember, Chris, did we do a hard copy also? Do we have?
We'll have a hard copy as well. Yeah,
hard copy. Yeah,
it'll be
a hardcover.
So the hardcover will be a little more expensive because we're going to make it the nice glossy.
Yeah,
photo.
So it's going to be very fancy.
It'll be
and
fancy. If you're going to
get
get one for the coffee table, it would be the hardcover with the glossy.
The hardcover, yeah. But so there's the paperback, and then of course the ebook, which is the most affordable
right now,
one.
The ebook is $4.99.
Yes, that's right.
And that's the introductory offer. It'll go up probably a month after we launch it. So we're not. We want to get the questions out there and get people excited. So I think.
I'll tell you right now that Chris Marshall's very excited. Is the question, how many destroyers comprise an Eastern Alliance wolf pack in the book? Well, my friend,
I have lots of Eastern Alliance questions.
Yeah, we have a lot of Eastern Alliance.
Just because every time I watched the episode, I was going through and I was picking out each little piece. And Chris, you'd be shocked at how many times that they in the very first episode how many times they mentioned Commander Leiter.
Yes. So there's some really cool stuff, and I'll have. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say any more about the
Is there
Eastern
any questions about
Alliance.
snit rats?
Oh, maybe.
Oh, snit rats!
Yeah.
Nice.
I want to see that book.
That's a
There
good
are
one.
all
Find out
sorts
where
of questions.
where was the reference?
I know
in the
there's.
series.
I have a really super hard question in there, but I had to put it in, and it's like, it's just a flash of a picture. It's like a background photo, but they're rolling across this background photo, and it's actually a piece from an astronaut's
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
I'll leave it at that. So
Yeah, that's it.
I was blown
Okay.
away when I went through it. I did the research on it. I was like, what? So they actually had pieces of spaceships in a specific spaceship. So
Cool stuff, man.
that's not the question. The question is, what does it say?
Blank. Yeah.
What does it say on that panel?
Oh yeah.
So there's some really fun questions in there, and like I said, the fill in the blank ones. At first we're like, oh, let's just do all the ABCDs, and the problem with that is like, no, then they have the answers. So we gave you 10 ABCDs, 15 fill in the blank, and then I forgot how I broke it up. It's 50 questions each. 10 ABC
questions.
Easy, 10 ABC hard, 15 and 15.
And that's 50 for each episode. So specific to the episodes themselves.
I pretty much
talk about labor of love.
I know everything about each episode now.
So
not much. I don't know what the episode unless I forget about it by tomorrow. But we went through painstakingly.
We're gonna have a copy of the cover of the book. Nice, nice size, so we can have it on the table with us at Shore Leave. We'll have the QR code for those of you that come and want to actually get it, or have access to that link in Amazon. And there you go. So that's our chance.
Once again, the link is in the chat. So if you're interested in pre-ordering it, great. We love it. Every pre-order helps us on launch day.
But that's pre-order only of the ebook.
The ebook.
On ebook.
Kindle
right?
only.
That's Kindle only.
That's all we can do. And we can't split the sales on like Ingram Spark and everything else. We know a lot of stuff about this. We're doing some other books too. We've done some research in regards to how to get the books published and how to get them bought and get them out to the people who want to see them.
Oh yeah. So stay tuned, guys. We have a couple of graphic novels that'll be published poetry book.
Another book,
history book
today.
Yeah, we have about I think 5 authors lined up that are going to sign on, and we are going to we're gonna do a whole launch when it comes time, and this is going to, I hope, help with promoting BSG, right? Because ultimately that's part of our mission. So in the meantime, we're going to help aspiring authors and writers get their work out there, because that's part of our mission and our goals as well. So I think that's going to be kind of fun. John, what do you actually give us a couple of things that you're gunning for at Shore Leave? You've been to a lot of cons. What are you going to be looking for at Shore Leave, since you haven't been there before?
I'm gonna look what they have to offer. The vendors. I'm gonna look at the authors. They have a lot of science people there too, from NASA, aeronautics, which is very cool. And we can talk to them how they space exploration. My son's into robotics, so maybe I can get some answer for that. You can talk to somebody from there. Just meeting everyone from the family. Everyone that supports the show. It'd be nice to see everyone in person again, just having fun, and seeing the panels and meeting Boomer. I haven't never met him before, so I like to meet him.
Oh, he's fun.
It's going to be pretty cool.
Hopefully he brings a suitcase with all the pictures in it.
Yep. So I'm looking to get his autograph and, get a couple of things I can donate to the Dragon Con auction.
Cool.
But it's going to be fun. It's going to be, Derek Tyler Attico is going to be there, so I'm going to get his autograph book. So he's pretty cool. And then seeing meeting RD and Sean and think Battlestar Galactica is going to be there, and Raider 1.
Well,
Raider 1, I can't wait to see.
Speaking of that, John, Battlestar Galactica, I've been going back and forth. He's working really, really hard to lock down his appearance. So it's not 100%. He's working on it. And of course, we have a place for him on the panel if he can pull it off. I hope that he can. But he has been formally invited. He says that he would love to come on and be on our panel if time permits. He's working around his commitments, personal, commercial, and otherwise, and he's working hard. He will let us know before, obviously, the con. Hopefully, I guess, you know what? Imagine making the announcement on next IFB, and we'll know for sure. And I really, really hope that it's an actual yes. We'd love to have him on the panel. Imagine, Battlestar Galactica. Great guy. I've exchanged, emails and messages with him. So hopefully that'll work out. And remember, guys, if for whatever reason there's an issue with any of our streaming broadcasting, you can always jump over to YouTube as well, because
we have to put the link up there.
Okay, so you guys can jump over to YouTube if all else fails. Facebook has been having some issues. I don't know if there's problems with the servers. There is a heat wave across the United States. I mean, the temperatures are really, really high. I know that has some impact on things out there. But John, I wanted to show you this. I've mentioned this before, but I just got a few more pieces for my Battlestar Galactica Officers Club.
Officers Club.
Yep,
Nice.
This is an official Battlestar Universal mail away. There was problems with getting this sent out, right? So there were a lot of rumors at the time that this thing, people were sending their money in, and it took a long while to get it out, and people were like, oh, is this a scam or not? And it's not. It was not.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so yep, specific cards made for this package, and here are the stills that were included in the actual Officers Club, right? And I just got this, so I'm putting mine, slowly putting one of these together. On a previous show, that's right.
There it is.
On a previous show, I'd shown you guys some of what I had actually gotten for. There you go.
That's a good shot.
Right, so I didn't have any of what I'm showing you. I didn't have before. Right,
look at all that hair.
All part of the set. Okay, and here is the poster, right?
Oh,
and
boy.
It is the Battlestar Galactica. Right?
That's cool.
Now, because there was an issue and it took so long to actually get this package out, what they did was they made this poster double-sided, and this is what they put. Oh no, this is the single-sided. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, they put the polar bear eating marshmallows in the snow with their eyes closed.
Yeah.
Get it.
All right, so that's this one. Believe it or not, I've seen this poster with a Buck Rogers print on the back of it. And inside of this, obviously, there would be a certificate that said you were a member. It would have your name on it. That's part of it. So I'm going to slowly put one full set together. And when I finally get that, I will take pictures of it, all the contents and all, and I will put that up, share it on IFB so you guys can enjoy that, and you'll see what a full package looks like. So thank you, everybody, for, indulging and following along with this little. I always wanted to have one of those, never thought that I would. And now I'm almost, I'm getting very, very close to actually having it put together. So that's, for me, very exciting. And I know you guys that collect, you know what that's like when you finally kind of almost there. I'm almost there. And so there you go.
Baz has been busy in the chat here. Yeah, I agree with you, Baz. He should have wore cotton gloves to do that. That's the right thing. You should be wearing cotton gloves to touch that, so you don't leave fingerprints, those
It's true.
acidy fingerprints and everything.
That's true.
Also,
That's
he
true.
actually says he's getting his pilot's license. So
Yeah, isn't that wild?
crazy.
I did look over and saw that. That's
Yeah.
incredible. You know what would be, John, bucket list? All IFB, Chris, we all actually fly down to or fly to or down under to Australia, and we attend like a big con there and meet up with all the
Let's do the 50th
Battlestar
there. We
fans.
can all afford that, right?
Yeah, of course. Of course we could. Imagine that, guys. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But looking forward to that 50th, and we're going to try to make sure that we get something done, if at all possible. So that's part of that. And we'll see what the convention circuit's going to look like. We'll see if any of the conventions are going to be interested in, pushing the 50th. They usually do. So let's try to see how far
Of course they
we can
do.
get.
They're trying to make money off of it. But they're a money-making organization, so you can't blame them there.
No, you can't. Absolutely not. And that's the same with anybody. The studios as well. I mean, it's all about the capital. If you're not going to be making anything, you're not going to actually take any chances, right? They're not risk takers. They want to try to lock down things that they know there is a high profit margin. But that kind of leaves the fans a little bit hanging. So sometimes it's going to be up to us to do something. And that's why we have IFB.
That's it.
Yep, that's right.
Bass says he's going to be the Avalon. Bass says he's going to be the Avalon International Air Show in February. Cool.
That's really, really cool.
Look up flights too.
All about the moolah. That's right, Erica. I mean, let's face it.
All about the ducats, baby.
That doesn't mean that the fans don't have a way to enjoy what they love. Yeah, whatever it may be, right? If it's wrestling, if it's I know that there used to be, and I imagine that this still exists, soap operas, right? Soap operas was like a big deal. Magazines and books and get-togethers and conventions and think about franchises that didn't go too far. There's one I saw something. We were approached. We got an email today. There's a documentary on a film that us at least knows about, and they're doing a documentary about it. I will bring it up next time. John, I'm going to forward you the email I got today, and you're going to be surprised. You'll know exactly what this film is. It did not do well in the box office.
Oh, but it was it came out about the same time Wild Geese came out.
Well, yeah. So Wild Geese was a great movie. But anyway, so it's really, really good, and we will discuss that at a later time. But we have someone that like us, major fan. There's a movie that came out, and they've created a documentary about what it was like, to grow up watching it as a kid and what it's meant all these years later. And I'm sure the documentary is going to do really good. They're going to come on IFB. They've asked to actually be a part or come on and be interviewed. So you guys will know when I tell you when we tell you what the title of the movie, you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that. But anyway, so there are things happening, guys. We're really looking forward to the summer. It's here. It's hot. Shore leave is coming up real quick. It's like 10 days from right now.
It is exactly 7 days, 20 hours,
7 days. That's right.
Seconds.
Oh boy! All right.
Well, weekend, guys, got a lot of fun. BSG is going to definitely be representing
Raider 1. Yeah, Raider 1 is going to be there as well. So that's pretty cool.
Jack,
I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of people, and the books, the panel is just. You could just have a powerful panel. We have a lot of experts on that panel. It's going to be great. Fan Franz,
absolutely.
A lot of experts, a lot of people who will spend years as fans of BSG. So that's going to be audience. You guys are going to be enjoying it. So that's all I can say. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, absolutely. All right. So I just wanted to let everybody know that we have waiting in the green room is, of course, none other than Jack Stauffer, Lieutenant Boj. I always want to say like Commander Boj. You know, it's like
he should have been promoted by now. I mean, crap.
Yeah, man, he should be actually, you know, like a retired commander.
Admiral or something.
Yeah, yeah, no kidding. But anyway, so Jack's with us. We're going to talk a little bit about the auction, and we're going to share the actual web page. So we're going to put up the link. We'll show you what it looks like, because we're auctioning off the one-of-a-kind Colonial Warrior battle jacket that was made for Jack in the Second Coming that he did with Richard Hatch, and it's autographed, and we're going to show it to you at Shore Leave. We're going to have another QR code, so if you want to actually bid on it, you just put your phone up to the QR code and then go right up and you just bid on it, and this way you'll see it's just like an eBay thing. You'll be able to track, see who, you know, who's bidding the highest, whatever the case may be, and then you can put in your bid as well. So we're looking forward to that. So
I'm going to bid. I'm not going to make it, but I'm going to put a bid in.
Yeah, listen. You know, you got to. Everybody's got to start, because my bid is the first bid. I threw in my hat at $350, and we'll see where it goes. Yes, the bids are in $10 increments, John. So if you want to get in, you got to get in at $360, and then of course it just keeps going up from there, and we'll see what happens. We're looking forward to it. Yes. Tomorrow. All right, cool. Well, Jack's with us, Tipsy.
All right, guys.
All righty.
John, thank you as usual. Great job. Looking forward to seeing you in person.
We're off the air. Take care, John.
That's all the news that's Fist to print, guys. Yeah. Adios.
Jack, welcome back to IFB. How are you?
I'm good. Say hi to John for me if he's still watching.
Yeah, I think he's still enough.
Yep, yeah, he's watching.
Just wanted to say hi to him, and it was fun. He was a great substitute host. A couple of weeks ago, and he was real great. So, and thank him for taking care of me and stuff. Yeah, Shore Leave right around the corner. Right after the fabulous 4th of July, 250. So this country's only slightly older than I am.
It's definitely
gotta have a sense
warm.
of humor, Jack.
Yeah, and I do. I think I need a promotion.
I think, but
you should. I want to. Yeah, but see, they only give you the promotion after you're dead. So I guess can they make me an admiral?
Oh no, let's not do that one.
Like in the James Bond and Live and Let Die. They buried him, and then they could drag me up from the submarine.
Exactly. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we should do that. We should petition. We should make a petition, Jack, to have Lieutenant Boj promoted to like commander. But so you have
Lieutenant Boj must be always getting in trouble. So maybe he does get promoted and
keeps trying. Yeah. They drop him back.
Yeah.
That could be too.
And Richard did it too. It was all Richard's fault.
Oh boy!
The Second Coming, you were still a lieutenant there. What was it?
No, I was. That's why Richard and I were actually the same rank. We had the same color jacket. Right.
Oh wow! Cool.
But it was. Yeah, it was great. I mean, you got to hand it to Richard for what he did. I mean, all those actors, Katie Sackhoff and James Olmos and Mike Dunn, they got a lot of work out of what Richard did, because that second show would never have been made if it hadn't been for Richard. So, hats off to him.
100% right. 100% right, Jack. Speaking of the Second Coming, I don't know, Tipsy, if you're able to show a picture of the jacket. We were talking about that earlier. Might as well kind of promote that a little bit now up front, since we're kind of talking about it. And
one of these.
Yes, Kim says, I thought Richard promoted you in the Second Coming. Yes, he did. Yes, he did, Kim. That's confirming. Jack, you have greetings from Australia. Baz says, good day from Canberra. So there's a bunch of RD Moreno and a bunch of the other fans all saying hello to you, Jack. All like, hi, Jack. Everybody's...
Sorry, we beat you in the FIFA World Cup.
Yes, that's right. Yes, with apologies. These things do happen. it was a match. I did watch that. I am following, but so Jack,
There you go. I'm ready with the screen share.
You ready? Okay, cool.
Yeah, so
let's
do
that.
This is the site, and I'll be putting a link.
Oh, good, excellent.
Yeah,
there it is.
We actually found a site that would do this for nothing, and that's what we were looking for.
There it is. Yep.
So if we'll do a shout out to 32 Auctions. If you're ever doing a charity auction or an auction for helping someone out or something like that, they do a free auction platform.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that's funny because that's the only picture too from the Second Coming.
Yes.
And that picture was shot at I think about 4:00 in the morning.
Oh my God! Wow.
Oh yeah, we were all exhausted, and I knew if we didn't do it, we'd never do it. And I dragged Richard over there, and he just wanted to go to bed. And I said, "Smile, you son of a bitch, smile. We want this." And because it mirrored the original one, which was taken in '78, which is us in our original Colonial War jackets. If you have that picture, you can show them side by side. And this one was, the same image, just 20 years later.
Wow.
30 years later, whatever it was.
Cool.
Yeah. So
very cool.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to shore leave. I sent you guys a copy of the note I got from Don.
Yes.
I thought it was silly not to say, Lorette's going to be there behind her table on Friday afternoon. So, I think Don said, absolutely from 3 to 5. We're going to do my availability via Zoom at my table on Friday.
Yes.
And, I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting in my house, and there are always people who can just go on Friday. And I thought, well, I'm going to be sitting right next to Lorette. So I'll turn the computer on and sit here and watch the World Cup out of one corner of my eye. And if anybody who's just there on Friday can, come up, and it's, like I'm telling people, it's just like I'm there. I hope, for everybody who's listening to this and stuff, I'm not sitting in a chair behind the table with a bunch of pens in front of me and, moving stuff all around, but I'm there. Just talk to me, through whatever kind of computer image screen, iPad they have there or tablet they have there. And it's just like I'm there. And we'll see how this does, whether or not this is a viable alternative or people kind of, don't like the idea of doing it this way. I don't know. This is going to be a new experiment, and we shall see.
We shall.
Yeah.
It's worked for it. Like you said, it's an experiment. We'll see how it works out. I know that Leonard Nimoy has done this, and there's other celebrities that have done this at other shows. So I expect that there should be, there's a lot of technology that goes into this as well, Jack, but you are one of our favorites when it comes to, Battlestar. You've done a lot of work in a lot of different shows and a lot of different things. We've talked about the pilots and things, but your Battlestar is the reason that, you still want to get involved with us and what we do and the fandom for BSG. And we appreciate that. And I think the fans will be out to see you. And we look forward to it.
I hope so. And at some point after the 4th, we need to have the three of us need to have a private conversation just to work out the technical details. Because you guys are going to be in the vendor room.
Yes.
And Lorette and I are going to be in I guess the autograph room. So
Correct.
So it's not like, but we'll work out. It's just that somebody always has to be at the table.
Yes.
You guys have all the pictures. You throw them out at the table, and it's just somebody has to sit there to make sure somebody just doesn't walk off with them. And,
So we're gonna have we will have coverage.
Yep.
We're gonna have IFB coverage for you at your table, so that you'll be covered. And then unfortunately, we couldn't have our tables close, but it just didn't work out that way. But you will have one of us from IFB, whether it be John or myself or Chris, somebody will be there.
Count Ibley will be there.
Yes, Count Ibley might be there. So
Yeah.
You will be, absolutely. So it'll be fine. We'll be doing a little double duty, but that's okay because it'll be kind of opportunity to just entertain and talk and meet fans, and
Yeah.
it'll be
I'll be
fun.
doing the same thing. It's just that, I've always sort of been responsible for everything on my own. And now, I'm, counting on you guys, to do everything. But Lorette, when Nanny canceled, Lorette said she would shill like a carnival barker. So, and she'll keep an eye on it. So I'm looking forward to it. We'll see what happens. Don has been great. This is the good thing about Shore Leave. This is an old con. It's been around for forever. Yeah. It's a fan-run con. It goes back to the days before social media and internet, and good for them. I mean, it's not 50,000 people. They get the same people, I guess, year after year. But kudos to them to keep this going. And it's nice to see that there is room for, a smaller convention where, you can talk directly with the actors instead of being in a big room, shouting over a microphone. So I think there's, great vintage in this, and I hope they keep going forever. And I told Don whatever he needed me to do, I'll do it. It's, like I say, it's not like I'm, going out and playing in the World Cup or anything. And so.
Perfect. Yeah, guys. So for those of you that are coming, remember that you'll have a couple of stops to make. You stop over, you see Jack, and then you can come over, see us over at our table on the other end. And then, of course, on Sunday, don't forget that we have the panel. So that's going to be between 12 and 2. We'll have the screening of our fan film, Jack, and then we're going to have a panel on the state of affairs when it comes to Battlestar and the fandom and the 50th anniversary. And so we're going to have, Battlestar fan club will be there, and the leaders of, a lot of the fandoms when it comes to BSG. And, we'll have an open discussion. We're going to do the Q&A, and we'll have some fun with that, and then make our way back to our table and you. So it's going to work out perfectly.
Yeah.
It'll be really, really nice. So, I'm looking forward to this, Jack. We've never done this before like this either. Yeah. So it's going to be fun.
I'm going to rely on you. You tell me where to be and when to show up, and I'll be there.
Perfect.
That's the easy way to do it. You guys have a much harder job. I just, Dad just said, you want me there? Fine. That's where I'll be. And
perfect.
Yeah. So
that'll work.
And anything you want to know about the World Cup, I can tell you because I've seen every game. Being in a wheelchair, I'm watching every game.
Really? Which one was the best one?
Boy, there's been a couple of good. The ones that are exciting are the ones that upset the German team and in the shootouts. Right. But I do laugh. It's why I almost like women's soccer and women's sports more than men, because it's a little bit more freewheeling and open. This is like watching the same play over and over. Every team plays the same way, practically, and I can never understand why a team that's the underdog gets the first goal, and then they stop doing what they were doing to get the first goal, and they go into this defensive shell. I watched the Spain game today, and I go, if you let this team just sit out there and just pass the ball around and pepper your goaltender, like he's in a shooting gallery, you're going to get scored on. So it's, prevent defense. I always hated it in football too. So I'm hoping the U.S. team, keeps playing. They lost one of their 3 top players to that red card. I think they can beat Belgium, but if they beat Belgium, they play Spain, and that may be the end of them. And, so, but who knows? I remember, do you believe in miracles back in 1980? So
that's right.
And so it's fun to root for them. And I know this is normally a Battlestar thing and a sci-fi thing.
We're good.
I've heard so much from and seen so much from these fans. And believe me, I have no idea how they're paying for the tickets because they're ridiculously priced. But these fans from these other countries that have poured into the United States to watch their teams. And, you see Senegal play Algeria in a stadium that holds 70,000 people. And it is packed to the rafters with people that have come to see their team. And I don't think people in this country realize, how passionate fans from all over the world are about their country's teams. And the thing that's so amazing is universally, everybody that's come, from the players to the fans, said we were very apprehensive of coming to the United States because of the political atmosphere here. And we're going to be treated badly, and we're going to be called, the terrorist foreigners and all that. And they get here and they just universally say, we don't understand why people are telling us that. The American people are the greatest people we've ever been. This country, your country is the greatest place. You've got things we've never even seen, and people are taking us into their homes, and they're showing us our favorite foods, and we're sharing our foods with them, and we sit with them in the stands, and nobody fights. We cheer for each other's team. And I look at it and I go, this is the America that we should be. And it's that I look at that. I love the guy from Senegal who went into a Costco and went, look at this place, man. It's bigger than my whole village. But, kudos to, this country, and I'm not going to get into politics, and to what the image we are showing as a people to all these people who've come to root for their teams from all over the world, and leaving with an impression that they should have of the people of the United States. And that's my 4th of July wish for everybody, is be the people, the best people you can be, and send these fans home going, everybody go to the United States. You'll have the best time of your life. So anyway, enough of that.
Well said. Well said,
I agree,
Jack.
totally.
The so we won't. You said we're not getting into any of the politics, FIFA or otherwise. However, I had mentioned that it would be really, really cool if you shared with us what it is like to be a voting member of the Academy, because I believe you are. Is that correct?
No, I'm not. I'm not a voting member of the Academy. I'm a voting member of the Screen Actors Guild.
Aha. Yeah. So can you then give us the mechanics? Tell us what that's about for those of us that are uninitiated. We don't know anything about it, but behind the scenes, it's pretty cool.
Well, I've done it 2 ways. I've been on the selection committee over the years, I think 3 or 4 times. In fact, they asked me for this past year to be on the selection committee, and I just I declined because the condition I'm in, the physical condition I'm in, I'm really out of the industry. I have to tell you, I turn on shows to watch them. I have no idea who these young actors are. They're 2 generations behind me, and I just didn't think I could do it justice. But I like being on the selection committee because they tend to keep going back to the same people over and over and over again. And I find that there are shows out there that are nominated every year, movies that are nominated every year, and I go, gosh, how can you give The Bear, which is a good show, the best comedy 4 years in a row? There are other comedies out there, give it to them once. So I always liked being on the selection committee. And then even when I wasn't, I would get the ballot. And the selection committee, I think you get a choice of like 20 shows or in each category, 20 people, and you pick 5 that you think. And then when the selection committee, when all those go in, that's how they pick the final 5. And, I'm amazed sometimes how they don't put an actor in it, and they keep putting the same actors in it year after year. And all you can do when you get down to the final 5 is vote for your best choice. I will give you, if I were on the selection committee this year, I would absolutely think that Michelle Pfeiffer should win 2 awards. I think she should win for Best Actress in a drama for Madison. She's brilliant in, and I think she should win the Best Supporting Actress in Margot's Got Money Problems, the comedy she does with Elle Fanning. She's brilliant in both of them. She's 2 completely different characters and incredible performances by an actor who's been around for a long time. Has been married to David Kelly for a long time, and she's I can't call her a friend. I think I met her once in my life. But this is a gal. I don't know how old Michelle is. I think late 50s at least, or 60s. But she's really, really terrific in this. And then every time I see shows with younger actors in them, I just it's fun to see these young kids come up. And this seems to be the trend now lately. The trend lately is I'm seeing is for Young Love Unrequited. And it started with Amazon's Off Campus, which came out of nowhere to be the #1 show. And there's another one called, I think, Every Year After. And it's about broken hearts and young love, and years later, how they come across each other again, and the stuff that happens in between time. It's not, there's no gunfire, there's no special effects. These are just good movies, and with plots and people that you care about. And that seems to be the trend now. And my wife likes them a lot. And I found that they bring up old memories, because we all remember our first love. And it's very rare that your first love is the one you end up with all your life. So, my first love, has a special place in my heart. And I remember it. And it seems like it was yesterday, and I was 17. Yeah. And many, many moons ago. But that's kind of the in thing now. But as for voting, that's what I do. When I can help select, I do. And then when it gets down to the final 5, I put my vote in, just like I would vote for senator or congressman. And then somebody tallies them up, and they give out the awards. And I'm amazed. Is there politics in it? Absolutely. The fact that Taylor Sheridan has not gotten a bunch of Screen Actors Guild awards is just mind-boggling to me. How do you not give the awards, to the #1 shows, to Yellowstone, 1893, 1923, Madison, the one he did about the prison. I can't think of it. I mean, he's the #1 producer out there today, and wow, there's something political there that he doesn't get nominated. And how do you leave Harrison Ford out of 1923 or Helen Mirren? How do you not nominate those people?
Those are amazing.
Yeah, they're amazing shows, and they're authentic, which is really, really good. And I don't know the man. I've never met the man. But if he's got a new series, and he has a new series coming out, and I'll look at it. And you can tell when it's his work when they Yellowstone stopped and they made U.S. Marshals and took Casey and the young boy from Yellowstone, and that went out onto network television. And Taylor had nothing to do with it. And I couldn't wait to watch it. And after 3 episodes, I realized I was watching old formula network homogenized television.
Wow.
Yeah, just not nearly as good, not nearly as authentic.
So Jack, what is are there nominations for the categories?
Yeah, you get there's I'm trying to think. In Screen Actors Guild, you have Best Actor in a Drama Series, Best Actress in a Drama Series, then miniseries, comedy miniseries, special programming. Actually, there's now they don't nominate best show. Screen Actors Guild nominates best ensemble cast in a show.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's how they do that. So you're not saying Yellowstone is the best drama of the year. You would be voting for the ensemble cast of Yellowstone as the ensemble cast. It's basically just another way of saying best show of the year or something like that.
Interesting.
And and then the daytime ones have their own. The daytime Emmys have their own shows.
I got to meet the group from Brazil that had been nominated and won for international daytime. So I was baffled. I was like, you guys are coming here internationally for the daytime Emmy Awards, and it was like serialized television show. And they ended up winning it. I was shocked. I didn't know who they were. The guy's like, yeah, look, that's the director, so and so, one of the most famous directors in all of South America. And I was like, wow, okay, cool.
Well, that's the great advantage to the internet and the availability, and to show so much. There's so many channels out there that these shows get aired. Where in the old days, we had no idea they were aired in their own country, but there was never any room on CBS, NBC, or ABC to put them. But now they're everywhere. You just browse the internet, and you find all sorts of things.
So, Jack, let me ask you a silly question, and I'm going to use my limited experience with the Saturn Awards. Right, there's an organization that it revolves around giving sci-fi related movies and shows awards, and I had joined them many years ago, and I was a voting member of Saturn. Now they're a lot bigger than what they used to be, but I would get a ballot, and there would be categories, and you could pick one from each one of the categories, and sometimes they would have a fill-in. There would be one for a fill-in, and then you'd seal it up, you'd sign it, you'd put your member number on it, and then you'd seal it up and send it back, and that was all on paper. Now, do they do it electronically now, or what was?
You can. I think you can still do it on paper. It's just easier to do it over the internet. I mean, I just go onto the Screen Actors Guild website, and that's how you get to look at some of the movies that are released in theaters. Remember, they release these things at the very end of the year, and then the awards come up, and you haven't had a chance unless they're a movie or you don't see them. So you get a code. And you plunk the code in, and you can watch the movie on your tablet, which is how I actually voted last year. I saw, all the movies on my tablet, and it's kind of hard to see a big movie on a tablet, but a movie like Hamnet, for example, was easily watchable on a tablet, and that's how I looked at it. I try to see everything that I'm voting for. If there's a category there and I just haven't seen it, I just leave the category blank. I don't vote for it.
Gotcha.
And because I think that's unfair just to stick a name in. But I've written some names in on the bottom that I go, I can't believe this person's not nominated. But it's the award shows are political. The most political one of all is the foreign writers, the foreign distribution one, the first one every year. And that's really comes down to, the actors going over to countries overseas and doing publicity and stuff. Costner, for example, never wanted to, promote his movie. You'll find that Devil Wears Prada 2 will probably get a bunch of those awards because they really did a whole world tour, every country that movie opened in. The three girls were there, and good for them, especially since Anne Hathaway was like 7 months pregnant, I think, when she was on that tour.
Wow.
And so Yeah, I mean, it hasn't changed. You look at them, then you go on your screen, and you go to the place where vote here, and you push the button, and the screen rolls up, and you plug it in. It says, "Are you sure you want to vote for these people?" You go yes, and then your vote is submitted, and then the award show comes on, and virtually everybody I voted for doesn't win.
that was my follow-up question.
Yeah. So and so it's you have a whole crop of new actors over here, and again, what truly amazes me are so many American shows which are just cast with British actors doing American accents, and that to me is a big. Well, you can't blame the producer, because the British actors are trained better than the American actors, and they're generally better. I mean, it's an awful thing to say about my fellow countrymen, but as I've told you along, my generation was the last generation which was really taught, and then it became more about the celebrity status here in this country and being a star than it is doing really really good work, and improving all the time. That's the one great thing about being a performer, being an actor, is that you always have to add on. It's you can't just stay in one place. You change, so the characters that you play change, and as I've said over and over again, everything I was taught from the method was you use your life experiences as source material for the character that you're playing. And, as you get older, you have to use different source material. So, you always try to get better. And athletes, you see the same thing. If you look at athletes, they just won Wimbledon. Now they have to go out and improve,
Right.
So never stand still. Always keep trying to get better, and at what you do. And,
Jack, go ahead.
And drag people along with you.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, Jack, I wanna try to pivot you over a little bit towards the sci-fi. It's rare when anyone wins any type of an award when it comes to a science fiction related series or film, regardless of how good, who's in it, or the caliber or the quality, skill. Why is that, Jack? Do you have an insight?
It's always been that way, and I don't know why, because it is a genre that has stayed around almost longer than ever. It's, I don't know whether it's a prejudice or I don't know the answer, but I know that it has never been considered award worthy for some reason. No Star Wars film has ever won. None of Spielberg's sci-fi films have ever won, and yet Disclosure Day, which I told you to go see, I think is brilliant. Two of my top movies in my top 20 are Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and believe it or not, E.T. E.T. is a perfect movie.
Wow.
And okay. When you look at a film like E.T., you have and Dee Wallace was a good friend of mine, but you have people that you care about, a plot that you can relate to, somebody you can root for. It's filmed well, it's acted well, it's got a score by John Williams that's absolutely incredible and played all over the place, and it was seen by millions and millions and millions of people. How do you not give a movie like E.T. the best picture of the year? Because it's, this is back, E.T. came out, I believe, in '86. I'm not sure, but more people saw it than anything, and it wasn't even nominated. And I don't understand that. But I think deep, period pieces seem to always get awards. I think they have favorite directors and producers that they like. And there's no rhyme or reason for it. You just, I wish I had an answer, but I could, I think in this year's, since it's a feature film, if Disclosure Day isn't nominated for an Oscar, I think it's crooked. But yeah, I mean, but yet you look at Schindler's List, also Spielberg, and Saving Private Ryan, both of them won Oscars. Both of them dealing with World War II. One the Holocaust, and the other, the D-Day invasion. And so, yeah, I wish I had an answer for you, but I can always, I just know that it's always the way it's been, going back to the original Star Trek.
Yeah. It just seems to be something that, a mold that should be broken. Jack, before I forget, it's really important for me to mention that a lot of the fans, just to add on to the greetings, Erica says hello, Paul Rotter and Lola, and then Carl Cullenschmidt from Team BSG Viper all send their best to you.
Oh, thanks.
So I want to make sure we get that in.
Well, I love them all, and I know them all because I've met them all, and they're part of the BSG family, which I am also just a part of, and it's I miss seeing them. My memories, all I have are my memories, but they don't seem like they were that long ago. But it's coming up on 50 years. We all had a lot more hair, and it was and shooting BSG was incredibly hard, as I've told you. It was a very, very difficult show to do. Was not planned well, was rushed into production, and we all know the problems with it, and the over budget, and so it was a lot of management on one side of the aisle and creativity on the other, and we the actors, we kept our heads down, and had people like Lloyd and Lauren, as president and vice president, and told us, do your job right, do your job to the best of your ability, and do it right the first time. And so there was very little fooling around on the set. It was get it done and get it done well. And but that was the way I was taught, and that's why I liked rehearsal.
Speaking of rehearsal, you guys, BSG or otherwise, rehearsal meaning is there a table read and then some, or are you just referring to a table read?
No, table read is only if you're a regular cast member, and mostly in comedy, half-hour sitcoms and stuff. There's no table read for dramas. Basically, rehearsal is, and there's very little back in the day. I don't know if it's different now. There's very little rehearsal when you're filming, because you can do multiple takes. But I always, and you hear actors like saying they don't like to rehearse; they like to be spontaneous. Mm-hmm. And that's not my method. It's never been my method. I think that's what rehearsal is for. So, rehearsing with the director, just saying the lines, moving to your marks on the set, knowing what you're going to do, knowing how you're going to react. So when the camera crew, the lights are ready and the camera crew's ready and sound's ready, then you can walk out onto the set and do it fast, not have to do 10 or 12 takes, which takes a lot of time and costs everybody more money. So I was always one to rehearse. And there were a few directors that I worked with, one of them, Ralph Sinensky, who was always one of my favorite directors. He just, he would tell the ADs what he wanted, and send them off. And this is how I want the lights to look. This is where I want the setup to be, and this is where the actors will be. Let those people go do their job. And while they were setting up, most of the time actors are just sitting around. No, Ralph would take us over and we go rehearse. So when you were ready, when they said we're ready to roll, you walked out there. And I would say throughout my whole career, I don't think I ever did more than 3 takes of any scene.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And when I say three takes, I mean, there's always a master, and then there's your close-ups or an over the shoulder. If it's a different setup, then I would do it again. But I never did more than three takes of the same setup, because I was prepared. This is what I wanted. Because if there were different ways to interpret what you were going to do, how this dialogue was going to come out, how this situation comes out. And there's always different interpretations of how a scene can be played. That's why I wanted to rehearse it. And I would rehearse it endlessly. I would, run the scene 10, 12 times in rehearsal, doing it different ways until we all decided this is the way it should play. Now, when you go film it, that's the way you do it. And it's the same way. It's just like rehearsing a play.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Were there ever clashes between your decision to play it one way and what the director's vision was?
I had several on stage. Not normally. Yeah, a couple. But in the end, it came down to the director. If the director said, "Jack, I've listened to your input, and I disagree with what you're saying here, and as a director, I want you to do it this way," and that's like taking orders from the captain of the ship. I said, okay, if that's the way you want it, that's the way I'll do it. But I've always, I always try to add things, depth to characters, and this goes back to musical theater. I always wanted to make the characters that I played much more deeper, and I had a director once, and I really got into it. And his final words to me says, "Jack, you're doing a musical comedy, for God's sakes. Stop." and I looked at him and I said, whether or not it's a musical comedy or a Pulitzer Prize winning play, it's, the character's the character. And I want to add this to the character because there's a reason that that he's doing what he's doing. Just because we're singing and dancing doesn't mean, there isn't a reason. And I'll get into too many stories on this, but it was, Music Man, which I did so many times. I always, Harold Hill is originated by, Robert Preston, was always kind of tongue in cheek. And that's the way he did it. And I never bought into that 100%. If you know the show, Harold Hill's reputation is he comes into town, he sells the boys uniforms and instruments and band equipment, he collects all the money, and then he skips town. Right? That's the reputation. He's the ultimate con man, and you have to make him likable. And yet in Music Man, he stays. At the end of Music Man, he ends up staying in River City, and Marion, saves him. And I go, okay, why does he stay in River City? That's, to me, the most important thing. What happens in River City that makes him change? And that's when the directors told me, you're doing a musical, for God's sakes. so I always,
But it's getting a character. Yeah.
Yeah. But I always wanted him to be really real. The dialogue is there that the audience knows it's a con. So now, if a really good con person really convinces the person he's conning that he's telling the truth. So I always wanted Harold Hill to tell the townsfolk of River City that they were in trouble for having a pool table. And then, why he has a girl in every town he goes to. Why does he come back to Marion, the librarian? What is it about her that makes him stay? And, I have my theory on it was that in the end, Winthrop, the young boy with the stutter, which role was originated by Ronnie Howard.
Oh, wow.
Yep, as when he was 10. And that I always thought that Harold was young Winthrop when he was young. And that's why he stays.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great interpretation.
Yeah. So, that's me. And that's why I always wanted to, as I said, doing comedy, as musical comedy, play it as a drama and let the situation be funny. But you play it like it's reality. And that's cool. That's the way I acted, and that's how I directed. And it worked. It always does. It's why I'm not a fan of I don't want to get names, but the show The Studio, which won so many awards. I just hated it. It was telling jokes and not making the characters real. I have to root for the people, and which is why shows like Ted Lasso were so good, because you rooted for that.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
For that team. Shows like Shrinking are so good because you root for these, even if they're dysfunctional. And a dysfunctional character, does things that make you just laugh out loud. But there has to be a reason why that person is dysfunctional, and that reason has to be based in reality and truth. And that's not funny, because that person is not trying to be funny. He just, he just screws everything up. It's like the guy always has to fix something and ends up making it worse. Well, he doesn't go into it to make it worse. He really thinks he can fix it. And it's the wife that has to go call the plumber, right? And there's the joke. Right. When the plumber walks through the door and goes, "Well, has Charlie tried to fix the toilet again?" Yeah. Yeah. Right. So anyway, but you asked me a question last week, and you asked me what that when you went up to talk to actors, you've had a hard time doing it because you didn't know what to say to them.
Yep.
Right. And you didn't. And I thought, what's the best way to engage an actor? Well, just go right after that actor's ego. Instead of walking up and saying, because you're gonna want, if you walked up to Lorette and Herb, you're gonna want to tell them about the Colonial Warrior and tell them, about, come see the movie. The odds are they're not. So the way to get your point across is, I think the best way to approach the actors is says, well, I'm such a fan, obviously, of this show, but in all your career, what was your most favorite show? What was the most favorite role you ever did? I'd love to hear about that. There you go. You're right in the door.
Wow. Excellent advice from Jack, man. You guys hear it here on IFB. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that, Jack. You know that. I'm using it.
You get an old actor talking, you'll never shut him up, especially if he can talk about himself, And there were shows that, that I did that, it's really, really interesting how things happened. One of the first shows I did when I moved to California was Streets of San Francisco. And I was new, I was known, I auditioned for the part and I got it. And I went up there and, I got killed as usual, on page 14 in the script. But there was a telephone conversation that I had with my parents because I was fleeing the draft, as I remember, and I was going to Canada and I was saying goodbye to my parents over the phone. I was never going home again. And I was really proud of the way that scene went. And I really liked it. And it was funny because afterwards, the casting director, who was Jim Merrick, came to me and he said, "I've been doing this show since the beginning, and that's one of the best scenes I've ever seen anybody do in this show." And I went, "God, thank you." And of course, Quinn saw it and really liked it, and that's why I did all the Quinn Martin shows. So there are, it wasn't, it was one scene in a telephone booth, just me in the telephone booth, doing the dialogue. There was, a script girl reading the responses to me off camera, and I had to do it all as if, I'm in tears saying I have to go. I can't, I won't go into the whole thing, but, I knew when I did it, it was good. It felt real. I really felt like I was leaving. So, and then there were scenes that I did, in shows that I always wished I could go back and do again. And that's one of the problems of, going back to those days of shooting out of sequence. It's, if you have, you're doing an hour episode and you're a character that goes from the living room and you go outside and something happens, and then there's another scene in the living room and there's something else happens outside, and there's 3 scenes in the living room. Well, you are not going to go from the scene that's in the beginning to the scene that's in the middle to the scene that's in the end in sequence, right? But I guarantee you that your attitude in the first scene is going to be much different than the one in the last scene, because stuff happens in the interval. But on the first day, if you happen to be shooting in the living room on the first day, and the last 4 lines out of your mouth are in the living room on, 3 weeks later in the episode, right? You're going to do that on the first day, because you're going to shoot everything in the living room, because that's where the crew is. And it's called shooting out of sequence. And I never liked doing it that way. And there were many, many shows that I got to when, we'd shot everything, and I was down to the end of my work, and I wanted to go back. God, I wish I could go back and shoot that last scene again, because the way I said those lines, what I've said in the interval here and other places, those lines would be different. And they were not happy, but that was the nature of the beast.
Jack, that's super fascinating. When we have you back here, I want to ask you some questions about reading a script, right? So you're presented with a script, and you're asked to maybe be involved in the project. I want you to maybe give us some of your personal insights on what that means to you. You're handed the script, whether it's TV or whether it's a movie, and you're looking through it, and how you analyze it, I think would be super fascinating. And so next time, let's get into that. I think for those of us that are not just fans of, we're not the same as, speaking as a Battlestar Galactica fan, Star Trek fans have analyzed every single word, every single uniform, every stitch of every episode. I'm not saying battle fans are like that, but in general, as not only a fan of a show, but a fan of television and film, we like to know a little bit more about the craft. And so that's where I want to kind of steer us next time, if you're up for it.
Absolutely, because there's so many dimensions. If you're doing one episode, you basically, you've got the script. But let's say you're on a show that, like the new Battlestar, which went for 5 years, and in the 4th year you get a script that has references back to something that you did in the first year. Now, it might not be a bad idea to go back and take a look at that script from the first year, right? Because things have evolved. And that's, why the method was so good, because you use your own life experiences. But, that's why even on auditions, when I would go in and read, all you got were sides. You got 3 pages from the script, and you read that, and you got hired based on how you read that. But, one of the things that was hammered into my head as an actor was called the moment before and the moment after. What happened right before where you are now, and what happens because what you're doing now, what causes what happens later to happen, which is why I always went into the casting director's office and got the whole script the day ahead of time. Now, they wouldn't let you take it home. I'd sit in the chair in the casting director's office, or I'd sit out in the hall. I just read the whole script. So now when I went into audition, I had at least knowledge of what happened before, this scene that I'm reading to try to get a job. I know what happened before, so I'm going to read it this way. At least that was how I approached it.
Very cool. Yeah, we're going to get into it,
All right.
Jack. I appreciate all this and our fans liking it. Charlene, thanks for joining us. We appreciate having all of you on. We're signing off with Jack
All right.
Stauffer, and we're going to have you on the show, IFB. We're going to have you at Shore Leave.
Oh yeah, we'll be talking up a storm at Shore Leave.
Absolutely, we are.
Right.
Absolutely.
But let's talk. Let's talk
Oh, yeah,
Monday or Tuesday of next week. Just the three of us on the phone together, just to
Yes,
go
sir.
through details. Because if I'm not there, I get paranoid. So as long as I know what's going to happen and how we're going to do things. But let's just have a private conversation sometime next week before you guys all go. And
Sounds good.
I'm looking
Done.
forward to it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks
So
for
are we,
having me on today. Happy 4th of July. Go watch the
yeah.
fireworks. And just think of everybody who came to this country for FIFA and how they thought how great America was. And keep that thought in mind, that we are good, and despite what we hear, and treat each other with respect and dignity and understanding. Or as they said have you guys seen Disclosure?
Yeah.
I mean, Disclosure Day. All right, then I can't say.
I can't wait because I'm trying to go
It would
see
ruin
this
it.
weekend.
It would be the
We're
ending
gonna
of it.
go watch. We're gonna go watch. I'm definitely watching. I am definitely gonna go see.
All right, my friends. I will talk to you next week, and I will see you via the iPad from Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Okay,
Cheers to you,
guys.
Jack. Fans, feel
Cheers
free.
to you, Jack. Thank
Cheers.
you.
Happy 4th. Bye.
Bye.
Isn't that cool? That is just so cool that we get Jack Stauffer and his insights and his background and all that. It's just phenomenal. Really,
yeah.
really enjoy it. I know that all of you guys that are watching also have enjoyed it. We're really, really lucky to have someone like that, right? He's one of the icons of the classic Battlestar Galactica. Was a part of Richard Hatch's Second Coming, and was on television, was in the business, has done theater, he's directed stuff, and it's just so cool. So we're really, if our younger selves, in my case, my 12-year-old self, if I were to tell him that, I get to chew the fat with Lieutenant Bojay, Jack Stauffer.
One of the guys I watched on TV.
Yeah,
And
he'd
I
be
thought
like,
was
"Oh,
so
you
cool.
did it, you did it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're cool. You're all right. You did it. So I'm always excited, guys. We're looking forward to meeting as many of you as possible at Shore Leave. So that's coming up. Chris, we have one more show Thursday,
The night
right
before.
before. Yeah, the night before. Once we sign off on the next episode of this, so I was going to say Stranded Warrior, but Interfleet
Episode of
Broadcasting.
Stranded Warrior. Now you're talking
Yeah. Yeah,
There's
of
some
course.
more of those.
Your eyes went like this big.
Yeah.
But we'll be screening the Stranded Warrior. Then on Sunday following our next IFB show, and then we're going to do the Stranded Warrior on IFB, and we're gonna just dedicate the whole show. The whole IFB will be all on the Stranded Warrior. We're gonna have the stars that are gonna come on and talk about what it was like to be on, to do it, all of the work that went in to doing the show, and then of course soon after we will release the entire script, and you guys will all be able to read the full story, because there's a little bit more to it. We wrote out more to what happened to Martin as he continued to live out his life stranded. But so it's a lot of fun. There is a lot of fun. There's a lot of details. We worked hard. Tipsy came up with a lot of detailed world building for the Stranded Warrior that you guys need and deserve to know. A lot of the lore that went into our story. We worked very, very hard on that, and some of the things, of course, did not play out like we wanted, and I'm excited to talk to you about that.
That happened.
Yes,
Unfortunately,
but it happened.
But
it happened in a good way.
Sucked, so we don't have any.
Yeah,
choice to get rid
and
of
then but we did
that,
pivot.
It was 15
pivoted.
minutes, so I had to. A lot of it hit the floor.
but we pivoted. There was a whole pivot that we're going to talk about, which worked out in our favor. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you. Looking forward to meeting with you. So hopefully you guys can come down. And then, like we said, we will have an IFB show where we debut and premiere the Stranded Warrior. It'll be the trailer, award-winning trailer, then the actual film. And then we'll have all the as many cast and crew that we can have, starting with, of course, Captain Martin, and then talk all about it. And then Stranded Warrior will live on our YouTube channel so that everybody in the world can then watch at their discretion.
Awesome. I can't wait.
Yep.
Well,
so it's that time.
It's that time. Don't forget, I put the post up for Jack's jacket, and
yes.
Pete, I outbid you.
Of course you did.
Of course I did.
Of course you did.
Okay, we'll
see how long that lasts. We'll see how long that lasts.
So we'll see how long it lasts. So that went up, pushed in a bunch of different areas. Don't forget to support us by going to Fourth Wall. We put the post down there, get some cool merch, and we get a couple bucks off that merch as well. And we can't wait to see you next week, and then hopefully see you at Shore Leave. But
so
go ahead.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Don't sign off yet. Wait till the very end.
Yep. Don't forget. Always watch us all the way to the end. You just never know.
All the way to the end. There's a little surprise tonight.
So good night, everybody, and fans feel the fleet.
Fans feel the fleet.
For many years, I have observed your transmissions. My evaluation is complete. Archive access restored. Observation will continue.